The League did not seem to have done any homework on how Pakistan was to be governed. There was no evidence of any planning on issues that the new country would face. It did not indicate the outlines of the political and economic agenda to be followed after Pakistan had been created. The only references in Jinnah's speeches that could be deemed economic were those pertaining to the economic plight of the Indian Muslims and economy in general. There were some references to asking a few Muslim business houses to start an airline, a shipping company, and some banks that a new country would need, but there was no roadmap. In fact, his speech at the inauguration of the State Bank of Pakistan was a critique of the Western economic system for creating almost insoluble problems for humanity and pledging to present to the world an economic system based on the true Islamic concept of equality of manhood and social justice. This was also borne out by the diary of that governor of Bengal, Richard Casey, who noted that the Muslim League had had only the most cursory examination and thought given to the consequences of India's division. I believe that they relied too implicitly on their leader, Mr. Jinnah, and that, apart from whatever thought he may have given to the subject, I did not believe that any other Muslim had really applied himself to the study of the many problems involved. The Muslim League did not fight for the creation of Pakistan through a political mass movement. It had no organization worth the name. Till the end, the League was a club of the Muslim elite, and that too predominantly from the Muslim minority provinces. It remained dependent on landlords and peers to deliver votes on the one hand, and on the British to smoothen their way as representatives of the Muslims on the other. As a result, there was no political training, and no seasoned leadership could emerge at various levels. It was the Congress that struggled for India's freedom, with almost every Congress leader, including Gandhiji, Nehru, Patel, etc., spending years in British jails for demanding India's freedom and bearing the brunt of police atrocities. On the other hand, not a single League leader, including Jinnah, was ever sent to prison for seeking Pakistan. Jinnah himself claimed this as a virtue to Lord Mountbatten. All the Muslims have been loyal to the British from the beginning. We supplied a high proportion of the army which fought in both wars. None of our leaders has ever had to go prison for disloyalty. An additional facet of the Muslim League was that to demonstrate itself as the representative Muslim organization of Indian Muslims, it developed a mindset of narrow-mindedness, treating any opposition to it as illegitimate. Jinnah started the practice of dubbing as traitor or quisling any Muslim who stood against the League. Some of the Muslim Leaguers went so far as to say that any Muslim who opposed the Muslim League had betrayed the cause of Islam itself. As Talbot notes, the seeds were thus sown for a political culture of intolerance, which has become the hallmark of successive elected as well as non-elected regimes. It has brought in its wake not only curbs on civil liberties and selective political accountability, but violence in the absence of a consensual and accommodationist political culture. The process began immediately after the creation of Pakistan, when Prime Minister Liaquat Ali Khan and other Muslim League leaders denounced political opposition as anti-state and even Indian-inspired. Liaquat said, "The formation of new political parties in opposition to the Muslim League is against the best interest of Pakistan. If the Muslim League is not made strong and powerful, and the mushroom growth of parties is not checked immediately, I assure you that Pakistan, which was achieved after great sacrifice, will not survive." Identifying opposition to the Muslim League with opposition to Pakistan, which was a hangover from the Pakistan movement, was a dangerous trend.